What's up, folks? Welcome to the ATCW recap. I am your host, the golden tongue of ATCW, Evan Wade, and here to my right, as always, the Swiss Army knife, Dennis Williams. What's going on, Dennis?
Hello, 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 hello.
Good to see you back here in the ATCW studio. Today, we are here to talk to you about ATCW Fright
Night,
which came to you live from Carneysville, West Virginia on October 21st. And boy, what a spooky night that turned out to be. A lot of colorful characters showed up for the show. Dennis, what do you say we just get right into this thing?
Let's do it, man. Let's go.
All right, the first contest of the night, we had the king of the 304 championship on the line when defending champion Axel Crow faced off against Izzy Stone and Jimmy Alpha. Dennis, your thoughts on this match?
Well, you know, a good way to start a wrestling show is to have a good three-way to start it. And that's exactly what happened. I enjoyed the match. It was kind of funny in some places as well, which added a little bit to my enjoyment. But overall, I enjoyed it.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. I enjoyed it as well. And another thing I enjoyed about it specifically, actually, was that Jimmy Alpha was able to focus on winning the championship instead of looking for revenge on the House of Cross.
Yeah, he was very honed in. And I think that this is maybe the beginning of the path forward to victory for him, because now I think he's getting into the right mindset to snap that losing streak.
Hope so, man. So to start this matchup, all three competitors in the ring, Izzy Stone gets knocked out of the ring almost immediately. And unfortunately for him,
kept happening
exactly,
and happening.
It just kept happening. They kept knocking him out of there, trying to keep the match focused on both Jimmy Alpha and the King of the 304 champion Axel Crow. A lot of missed opportunity there for Izzy Stone. Unfortunately, tried to sneak his way in there a couple times, but just no dice at all, man. So while he was trying to adapt his strategy to overcome that obstacle, Jimmy and Axel Crow were just tearing each other apart in the middle of the ring. Finally,
getting a little fierce there between them two.
A little bit. I actually wouldn't mind seeing them in a one-on-one contest sometime down the road.
I wouldn't either. Let's hope they make it happen.
Yeah, hint, hint. Anyway. So finally, Izzy's able to get back into the ring, only to receive an Alpha Ultima and the final act from Axel Crow. Axel Crow crawling into the cover for the 1, 2, 3, and Dennis. Not only did he retain the King of the 304 championship, but the undefeated streak of Izzy Stone finally came to an end.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, it's over, man. Izzy, your streak's over, bud, but I'm sure you'll be back.
Absolutely. So the celebration would then continue for Axel Crow there, but kind of interrupted, I guess you could say, when the man monster from TCW, Tiberius Asante, slid in the ring and just wrecked him.
Yeah, I kind of thought maybe that with Asante being in the building, there was a little bad blood after that last match they had last year, but this seemed to be more about the TCW thing, which, by the way, Evan, it's Total Chump Wrestling is what that stands for. So.
I like that, man. I like that. So, kind of curious to see what's going to happen with the King of the 304 champion, Axel Crow, and Tiberius Asante. Hopefully, maybe we'll see a rematch down the line or something like that. But we're going to move on here to the second contest that happened in the night. So, 2-5, Chris Klein coming out in his very, very glowy jacket.
It was brighter than me, dude.
It sure was. And that's hard to do, folks, let me tell you that. Facing off against the ageless one, Ethan Cross. Quite the cool costume from Ethan Cross, wouldn't you say, Dennis?
Yeah, I was not expecting that. You know, I expected wrestlers to dress up because sometimes they do that. Radical Stars did it, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Ethan Cross came out dressed up as Ghostface from the Scream movies, and he was being pretty entertaining. He had some mannerisms there that were kind of reminiscent of from the movies, and he was just having, that right there. He was just having a good time, a more entertaining side to Ethan Cross, which I thought was a brilliant strategy because I think Chris Klein walked into this thinking kind of like Matt Classic, kind of technical match or something like that. And we did eventually get to that point, although it took a while.
It did indeed. So this match started off with Ethan Cross kind of mimicking Chris Klein in just about everything he did there. for about the first 5 minutes of this match. It was extremely entertaining. I got some laughs. The crowd was loving it. Unfortunately, though, this match did come to a time limit draw. And it's a shame, Dennis, because these two guys are so proficient in mat wrestling that
Yeah.
I was hoping to see a little bit more from these guys. Maybe we'll see something in the future. What do you think?
I think so, but I mean, a singles match here in ATCW does have a 15-minute time limit too. Title matches have 30, and the world title, or the heavyweight title rather, gets a full hour if necessary. So it was a shame to see it go down that way, but you never know what's going to happen here in ATCW. Perhaps they'll lock up again here in the near future.
Well, speaking of not knowing what's going to happen in ATCW, Dennis, did you ever think that you would hear a gyrate chant coming from the crowd?
Not at a wrestling show. Not at a wrestling show at all. And not only did we get that, but we got to see a friggin' Bronco Buster. Ethan Cross pulling out a Bronco Buster. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw one of those. I mean, that was probably at least a decade ago that I saw one of those. So, very entertaining match. But again, shame it had to come to a time limit draw.
Indeed, indeed. Well, let's move on to the third contest of the night. And good Lord, you want to talk about terror, carnage, just obliteration of some human bodies. We want to talk about the Four Corners of Terror match between the Radical Stars and the Nation of Violence for the ATCW Tag Team Championships.
What a fight.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
What a fight. So the weapons were a door.
A door, indeed.
And a chair.
A chair, yeah.
That was the Nation of Violence.
Yep.
Then I thought this was kind of brilliant. The trash can that was full of other weapons.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a nice twist. And then...
I got my wish, Dennis!
Yeah. The barbed wire.
That's right.
On a tennis racket.
What's terror without a little bit of barbed wire? You know what I mean?
I know, but man, I got hit with the tennis racket one time by a cousin, and that hurts bad enough, but putting barbed wire on that? Oh.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm loving it right now, but that right there, that was my face through that entire matchup. What a freaking doozy. So, these two teams just had so much animosity brewing between them. This has been brewing for months. Finally came to a close with this matchup. The Nation of Violence looking to start early with a lot of dominance. Josh Austin ended up getting bloody. Returned the favor to LA Star with that barbed wire tennis racket. It was brutal. Like Dennis said, there were cookie sheets, trash cans, doors, chairs going crazy everywhere.
And if that wasn't enough.
Yeah, so if that wasn't enough, the end of this match came to a close with a taser that I never thought I would see in a wrestling contest whatsoever. It's just they pulled out all the stops in this match.
Yeah, that was the final stop to pull out. And, I knew somebody was going to get it. I just didn't know who got it. And unfortunately, it didn't go the way that I wanted it to go.
Yeah, you were definitely on the side of the Radical Stars that night. But unfortunately for them, they lost their coveted tag team championships. Congratulations to the Nation of Violence, Josh Austin and Muddy Waters, for capturing the ATCW Tag Team Championships for a second time here in ATCW. Looking forward to seeing what they can bring to the table as the reigning defending tag team champions.
Yeah, them and the Big Rig, going into 2024 here, I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that.
Likewise. Well, after that match, we decided to go to intermission for a little bit, get a little bit of rest in there. But the highlight of the night, in my opinion, for all the fans in attendance, the costume contest. How could we forget it, of course?
Yeah.
Just wanted to take a little bit of time to thank Lyra, JJ, King, and Dominic for participating. Lyra, of course, was the evil clown. King was the Black Panther. JJ is Dracula. And boy, did Dominic embody Freddy Krueger or no?
Yeah, he did. I mean, I was born in 81, so... I just let the cat out of the bag. Anyway, I was born in 81, so I grew up terrified of those movies. And the way he was running around and moving his arms and stuff, I can't do it, especially in the frame here. But the way he was moving and stuff, boy, very, very reminiscent of Robert Englund. And I think that he was definitely deserving of winning that contest. And he got himself 2 tickets to next month's show, the November Rumble at November Ring.
Yeah, man. Dennis, it was a pleasure hosting that with you. I had a lot of fun.
It was fun.
And I thank you for joining me in the ring.
Went a little quicker than I thought, but it was fun.
It did. I was hoping to get a couple more competitors in there, but
Maybe we should do this as an annual thing for the Halloween show.
There you go. I like that idea, folks.
I'm
Mark
down
your
with it.
calendars next October for the costume contest during
Yeah.
intermission.
You had the best one, though, of all the whole night.
Thank you very much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
that.
you guys for tuning in to ATCW Live, getting that view count up and all that stuff. And Evan, boy, he rocked it, didn't he? Like I said, I told
Hey,
you.
man, if I'm going to go in, I'm going to go all in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, sorry. No pun intended there. So thank you again to our 4 contestants in that costume contest. You guys knocked it out of the park, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can offer us for next year's contest. Moving forward, we came back from intermission with the Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Hunter Cole defending, representing TCW.
Total chump wrestling.
Defending the ATCW Cruiserweight Championship against the KQIW Light Heavyweight Champion, Vam Williams. And man, what a match this was between 2 incredible athletes.
Match of the night, guys. It was absolutely terrific. So fast-paced. I mean, Vam Williams, man, he just moves so fast. But Hunter Cole was able to hang with that. I was impressed, even though he stabbed us in the back, and quite frankly, don't really care for the guy anymore. But you missed this when you were in the back putting your costume on. When Deadpool got there, he was handing out whoopee cushions to the kids to use during Hunter Cole's entrance. And they did too, boy. They were popping them things off.
Is that where those came from?
Yeah, you know, when he was going around throwing out his raisins because he's healthy, so he eats raisins. He doesn't eat candy. Yeah, that's where those came from.
I actually got some gum from him too. Almost hit me blindside right in the face.
I'll bet it was sugar-free gum.
It was actually extra polar ice, which I appreciated because my breath was a little questionable from that day.
I didn't want to say nothing, but I'm glad you figured it out.
Yeah, man. So like you said actually before, this match was so fast and so impressive. Oh, and the referee actually lost his gum trying to keep up with the speed. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but I thought that was hilarious.
First time I've ever seen that. I don't chew gum, so that never happened to me.
I wonder if he got it from Hunter Cole. And speaking of Hunter Cole, actually, so there were some vicious chops during this matchup. His chest was looking redder than a Christmas sweater. It was insane.
It wasn't, towards the end there, it wasn't red anymore. It was turning purple.
Yeah, it was just nasty. I did not envy him at all. Cole was able to actually ground Vam during this contest, which I was extremely impressed with, slowing the pace down to kind of take him off his game because, you know, that explosive, quick, and impactful offense that Vam Williams loves to entertain us with.
Yeah, he'll hit you 6 times before you realize you hit him.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Unfortunately, this match came to a close with kind of an upset, I think, in my opinion. I think the fans were very solidly behind Vam Williams, the postman, and hoping that he would deliver, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. However, we did get to see one of those gorgeous frog splashes from the top rope coming down, just boom, right onto Hunter Cole, just like that. And Dennis, it was a little hard to see what happened right there at the end. Did you catch anything that happened? Like, Vam went for the pin and, like, fill us in.
It was one of those things that just happened so quick. And if you're not at the right angle to see it, you really can't call it. And I was not at a good angle to really tell what it was. But it was a heck of a way to end this contest, though. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
It seemed almost like he, like, came up, like, when Hunter kicked out, he kind of, like, hit Vam in the posts, I guess. Or, I don't know. But he ended up flipping the pin and gaining the 3 count there at the end to retain the ATCW Cruiserweight Champion. So I guess we'll see some more from the repping TCW Hunter Cole.
Total chump wrestling.
Well, speaking of TCW, the main event for the night, a 4-way gauntlet match representing TCW, Robbie Wayne starting off in this contest against the hardest hitter in all of ATCW, Tremor. And boy, he did not disappoint when it came to the hardest hits.
No, he didn't. He dealt out several of them. And to Robbie Wayne's credit, he took them and kept fighting. I got to admit, Robbie Wayne's performance was impressive up until the very end. But he was able to get the one-up on Tremor, which, if you can get the one-up on Tremor, you must be a hell of a competitor.
Yeah, I agree. definitely.
Tremor, I noticed, was wearing new gear.
Yeah.
Or was it new gear? Because you said you talked to him.
Yeah, actually, I called him before we went out for the first opening contest there. He actually told me that was the first ever pair of trunks that he wore.
Oh,
And
okay.
I thought that was actually brilliant because, like,
he's going back to his roots
exactly,
before WSD.
Exactly. He was trying to remind himself, I think, of where he came from, where he started, and like what better way to start the new chapter that I kind of described on ATCW Live by like revisiting your roots, reminding yourself of where you've come from, and taking a look at where you are now in the main event of ATCW Fright Night for the grandest prize in ATCW, the Heavyweight Championship. Unfortunately for Tremor, wasn't able to get the job done. Robbie Wayne picking up the clean victory over Tremor with a roll-up and a 1-2-3, which takes us to the second, or, well, I guess third competitor in this contest to come out. I almost said leader.
Get it out now.
I almost said leader because it's been so long since we've seen Jonathan Cross.
Yeah.
But I guess the fill-in for the leader of the House of Cross, the 2022 Wrestler of the Year, Travis Tarvin, coming in as the third competitor. Dennis, what did you think about his performance against Robbie Wayne?
It was typical Travis Tarvin. There's no way to really describe it other than that, because Travis Tarvin is as Travis Tarvin does. Not to quote something stupid from many years ago, but it's a true thing with him. He really is who he is, and his style it's effective and it doesn't change a lot. And there was this interesting moment. I don't know if you caught this, but at one point he looked over at Chucky. Chucky was sitting at his spot by the door, and he looked over and he said, "I'm not doing this for ATCW. I'm doing this for the House of Cross." And Chucky fired back with what I thought was a pretty brilliant response. He said, "Anybody but TCW." And that kind of shows you where we're at here with this whole battle or contest or clash or whatever you want to call it with Total Trump Wrestling. That's where we are now. Back to you, Evan.
Yeah, man. So Tarvin picking apart the leg. Apologize. Picking apart the leg of Robbie Wayne that was definitely taking some damage from Tremor, and Wayne kind of retaliated, targeting the shoulder of Travis Tarvin. Unfortunately for Tarvin, was not able to get the 1-2-3 over Robbie Wayne either.
Shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah, man.
Really
Next Gen Hunter Cole kind of had a hand in that.
Even with that, though, it still shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Travis Tarvin is a tough dude.
He is a tough dude, indeed.
But, it just didn't go down the way I wanted it to, at least at that point.
Yeah. So with the 1-2-3 victory over Travis Tarvin, Robbie Wayne would then advance on to the final competitor in the four-way gauntlet match, the second generation sensation and USW heavyweight champion, Brian Hardy, looking to capture a second heavyweight championship. He's got one over here. You're going to need one over here, too, at some point. Looks pretty good, if I say so myself.
Yeah, Brian Hardy come out, man. He was focused. He was ready to go. We saw a different side of Brian Hardy. I liked this side of Brian Hardy, and I would like to see more of this side of the second generation sensation.
Oh, yeah, thankfully so. So he came out and talked to the crowd, asked if they wanted to see him win the ATCW Heavyweight Championship, and I was pretty convinced from their response.
Yeah, I was too. Well, I was kind of part of that response too.
I don't blame you, man. So these two started going at it. A lot of haymakers, a lot of wrestling moves in there. It was just a great matchup. Unfortunately, it came to a quick end. I believe Tiberius Asante showed up right there at the end and right in front of the referee just clocked Brian Hardy.
Yeah, there was no shame in this one, man. And I worried about them bringing all their guys and pulling stupid crap in one of the matches. And sure enough, that's what we got. And Tiberius Asante, big, bad, man monster guy. Mm-hmm. Man, boy, that was kind of brutal.
Yeah,
it really was. So Robbie Wayne was able to pick up a victory. Chucky wasn't having any of that, though. Thank God for that, Evan.
Yeah, no, Chucky immediately, as soon as he heard that 3 count called and that bell rang, he stormed over to the announce table, ordered me to restart the match for the ATCW Heavyweight Championship, and that is exactly what we did. And shortly after that, to find Chris Klein, who was sitting at ringside, that beautiful ATCW Heavyweight Championship, slid right in the ring and clocked Robbie Wayne right in the face with it, knocking him out. And thankfully, the second generation sensation, Brian Hardy, was able to capture the 1-2-3 over Robbie Wayne and become the ATCW Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, sir. The games backfired on Total Trump Wrestling in this matchup, and man, were we all glad to see it. And I'm very glad to be able to say this. Our new ATCW Heavyweight Champion, I'm going to steal your thunder for a minute here, the second generation sensation, Brian Hardy. Yeah. Ooh, love it. Love it.
Dennis, you might have to take my job. That was really good.
Nah, it wasn't that good. He's still the best.
I try. So yes, indeed, the night ended with a brand new ATCW Heavyweight Champion crowned in the second generation sensation, Brian Hardy. I'm like extremely excited about that because like
me too.
Chucky wanted an honorable contest for that title, and you can't pick a more honorable guy to hold that going forward into the rest of 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, and if we're gonna have a face off here with Total Trump Wrestling, I don't want anybody other than Brian Hardy leading the charge.
Amen, brother. Amen. Phenomenal night, guys. If you weren't there, I'm sorry. If you were, heck yeah. And I hope you enjoyed yourselves. The matches, the costumes, it was so much fun. I can't wait for next year's Fright Night. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, the matches are up on YouTube, though we did have technical difficulties, so there is no commentary over them. Sorry about that. The technical issues, man, they're tough. You know, video production is tough. There's a reason why not a lot of people do it. I'm learning that, doing this with ATCW, but we'll be back up and running for ATCW November Rain, which is coming up next month.
Amen. November 18th, I apologize. Star-studded me there. November 18th, November Rain, the November Rumble. I'm so excited. I hope we have our difficulties straightened out because I cannot wait to call the November Rumble. It's going to be our first one. Yeah, we get to call at ringside.
Announcing. I've officiated a lot over the years, and I've seen some good, memorable moments, and they're hard to officiate because you never know who's going over when. Sometimes it's hard to catch, and I had to do one by myself one time, which was terrible. Oh, that was terrible. It went over 40 minutes, and it was just bad. I ran more than the Flash does on that match. Gosh. But our first one to call, Evan, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm always excited about the November Rumble because they may announce a few competitors ahead of time, but anybody could show up and jump in this thing. I mean, Deuce Donatelli could show up. Doug Delicious could show up.
Ooh.
You know, Dexter Alexander maybe. Who knows, man? I mean, it could be anybody. And I'm sure the fools at Total Chump Wrestling are going to send up as many guys as they can. And in a way, this may come down to like, Captain America Civil War style war, you know, with two teams facing off, you know, and last man standing will win the ATCW Golden Ticket. Tell them about the Golden Ticket, just in case you guys don't know.
Oh, yeah, folks. So the ATCW Golden Ticket, the winner, gets a title shot wherever, whenever, however they want, anytime.
LA Star won it last year, and I'm pretty sure that he'll be jumping back in there now that he's not a tag team champion anymore to get another opportunity, maybe.
Could he become a two-time winner?
Could be. But again, we don't even know who's going to be in it. So
we don't.
I love the excitement. I love it, dude. I love it.
It's like there's this air of mystery about it that's just so intriguing. Tell us who you think's going to win down here in the comments section.
Yeah, I want to see a list of names there.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Tell us your picks. Hopefully you get what you want. This is going to be crazy. But enough about that. We are going to get out of here, Dennis. It's been a pleasure.
It's getting a little late.
Yep, sitting here in the ATCW studio with you. It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to get behind the commentary microphone again at November Rain on November 18th in Carneysville, West Virginia. The doors open at 6:30. Bell time is 7 o'clock. And if just in case you missed it, pre-order tickets are buy one, get one, baby. So you better get them while they're hot because they are going to go fast.
I saw that earlier today. That's a hell of a deal.
It is. It is. Take advantage of that offer, and we can't wait to see you coming up in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned to the ATCW Facebook page and the YouTube page. You should see ATCW Live talking all about November Rain coming up soon. Until then, folks, we're going to get out of here. See you later, and thank you for tuning in. Dennis, anything else you want to say to the folks?
Nope. Just have a good night, guys. Good day, whatever you're having. Hope it's good for you.
All righty, folks. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Peace.